Okay, today is May 26th, 2021, and right now at 10:35 p.m. we have a temperature of 58 degrees here in the foothills of Los Angeles. The relative humidity is 86%. The dew point is 54 degrees, and we have a barometric pressure of 30.03 inches, and that is rising, or it's about 1,017 millibar. So we have rising pressure. All right, so right now we're looking at the MODIS Today color satellite map, and we see the mess over Southern California yesterday. This is the map for the 25th yesterday, and yesterday we had a whole lot of tropical moisture flowing in. If you take a quick look at the map here, we can see that it's still moving in through northern Baja, Mexico, and into Arizona. Yesterday was moving right into Southern California and delivering zero precipitation because of the jets upspraying. And so once again, here looking at the MODIS Today color satellite map, we can see just how much spraying was actually going on over the area of Southern California. So this is Los Angeles, greater Los Angeles, and we can see these these trails are all over the place. There's one there. And we had no rain. It should have poured rain. We should have had 3 inches of rain, 4 inches of rain from that tropical Pineapple Express flow. So there it is. You can pan around and show you the color differences between the natural clouds right here offshore, for example. The brilliant white is the water vapor laden natural clouds. We can see those here. They're being sprayed over. Right here, we've got some rising air. These are natural clouds. Right now, as we pan around, we see this gray stuff, which has been sprayed by these specially equipped jets, and that blankets the rising air. And we've got this tropical flow moving in, and it didn't produce any precipitation because this haze is sprayed at about 38, 39, 40,000 feet. And it caps the atmosphere, traps the heat, prevents the lift in the atmosphere. If you want to talk about warming the atmosphere, these jets and this spraying activity creates higher temperatures, lower humidity, lower dew point. That's a fact. This activity has nothing to do with solar radiation management. So geoengineeringwatch.org is not, they're not giving the truth out. They're not, they don't understand what's going on, or they're deliberately misleading people. And we've tried to give them plenty of information to work with, and they still are peddling knowingly false information. There's no evidence whatsoever to prove that solar radiation management is one of the they've changed the narrative. It's now one of the objectives. No, it's not an objective whatsoever. None whatsoever. The spraying, the timing of the spraying, they spray at night, they spray at daytime. Look, if now I've said this before, if the objective was to block the sun, okay, if the spraying the trails was, as Wigington asserts, is to block the sun, why not just let the moisture move in, the natural moisture move in, and drop rain and let us be clouded over like we were, last season when we were getting a lot of rain. So that argument is completely false. That is the solar radiation management argument is completely false. It's a cover story, and we have to call these people out on it. We can't let this go. There's too much at stake. Oh, look at this. The Southern California was completely blanketed with that water vapor from yesterday. Let's go ahead and pick out this one area right here and watch what happens here as that frame loads up. We'll come back to this here in a minute. As that loads, we'll take a look at the center of the country. We have a low pressure system right up here, which is slowly moving to the east. We've got a lot of supercells generating hail right here in the middle of the country. We'd like to hear from some of the people in northern Texas and Oklahoma, Kansas, and let us know what size hail you're getting. Looking at the Doppler map here real quick, we can see a lot of that thunderstorm activity right here over Kansas and Nebraska. As we pan up north into the Dakotas, we can see that one of those WSR88Ds has left a signature there, a lot of evaporation. Up also near Great Falls, Montana, same thing. The precipitation pattern has been evaporated. So we've got a different weather market going over here near Great Falls, Montana, than from the area down here where these people are getting softball, or rather baseball and golf ball size hail. These WSR80Ds can prevent this sort of thing while also allowing sufficient precipitation, rain. So the terrorists behind this, we know they're working for the U.S. government. The WSR88Ds are controlled by the Department of Defense. They're managed in part by the DoD, and also managed by the, as I mentioned yesterday, the NOAA. And I mentioned this all yesterday in that video from yesterday, where you see these hurricanes come in and suddenly none of these transmitters are working. And that allows maximum damage. Once again, zero rain in California. Not a lick of rain. And up here near British Columbia, that low pressure is moving in. And take a look here. This Camano Island, I think it's Camano Island, transmitter is just cut. Evaporated a straight edge. Look at this. You've got the envelope out. Look how straight that is. From, basically up near Bellingham all the way down to, look at that. There's no town there, but that's a very straight edge. And there's a WSR88D on Camano Island. And that is likely the culprit here, evaporating all this rain for the Olympia Range and the Seattle area. I'd like to hear from you folks up in Washington if you've got any comments about what's going on with your weather, if you're getting the chemtrail aerosols being sprayed, or just what. There is some rain offshore, but that's not going to cut it. We want the rain to fall over the land. Okay. So there it is. There's the Doppler map. Out on the East Coast, we have a lot of rain currently in near Philadelphia. We've got rain over Long Island. We can see that. And it looks like Manhattan as well. Well, just portions of maybe the Bronx area there. Most of it's offshore. We can see here. Most of it's offshore. By the way, the 5 boroughs in New York City, the COVID-19 per capita deaths in percent total a mere 0.37%. New York City was the worst case in the entire country, but yet their deaths represent just 0.37%. And thousands and thousands of businesses were shut down over that. And of course, out here in California, we were at 0.16% right now today, 0.16. Now, last year when this all broke, we were looking at 0.002, and some of these states had 000, 3, 4 orders of magnitude, 5 orders of magnitude from being a true pandemic, which would be 15, 20%. So the COVID-19 so-called pandemic pales in comparison to any other pandemic in history, in the history books. Okay, that's just a little bit of side knowledge there. You don't hear the media talking about percentages, and there's a reason for that. All right. Okay, let's Once again, we're looking at the long wave IR. We see rain and weather moving through the middle of the country, through northern Nevada. All right, let's take a look at the surface analysis map here real quick. And we can see out here in the West Pacific, we have a 977 millibar storm, which is moving to the northeast, right towards the Aleutian Islands. Out here on the west, or rather the eastern Pacific, we have a low that's moving right into, we saw that on the satellite, moving right into British Columbia and is dropping some rain there offshore. And we have a cold front here. We've got this persistent high. This is just nothing more than an installed high pressure. That's been there since October, November, for months at the surface level. So this is why we're not getting any rain. We have terrorists controlling our weather. They're connected with the weather derivatives markets. This whole thing is a big shakedown. The only people making money are on the inside. If you're not on the inside, you're on the outside. Okay, here's the 500 millibar chart. We see that low. They're moving into British Columbia. Here's the 300 millibar. And once again, the surface map. You see we've got a low right here just northwest of the Hawaiian Islands. And notice all the squiggly isobars out here. I don't think I have the other surface map. Let's take a look at the sea level map here. And you can see here, this is the sea level pressure map over the U.S. We can see all these squiggly isobars, the jaggy lines. You should never see this. These lines should all be smooth, flowing isobars like you see here in the 500 millibar map and also the 300 millibar map. Just very smooth, gradual turns, no knife edges, no no U-turns, nothing, or rather no jaggies, just smooth lines. Okay, so the surface map is always good for examining where the real manipulation is occurring, and that's from 0 to 18,000 feet. The surface map, sea level pressure map. Okay. So that's pretty much the report for today. We'll just leave it right here and try to get another update tomorrow. Okay, so that's it.